so you know that. Come on now. What made you come to this day of protest, sir?
Just the belief in everything that's going on.
So.
Lived on reserve pretty much all my life, so.
Are you from this territory, sir? Salish territory? Or?
Yeah, I'm Coast Salish.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Up in the valley.
Oh, good. What is your name, sir?
Silver.
Silver, thank you for being interviewed with When Spirit Whispers.
I came out to show support, the strong beliefs in what's going on, and we have a lot of land issues and stuff that we try to deal with, and our voices aren't being heard, so here we are.
And how about yourself, young fellow?
Same with him.
And how do you feel the majority of Canadians might take this day of protest?
We're standing in unity and solidarity with our brothers and sisters here in a very, very important march. And the way I see it is that both Canada and British Columbia have not dealt in good faith to the extent of dealing with outstanding land claims in this province. The mandates must change, and this is, in my viewpoint, is a way to demonstrate our disappointment and to urge strongly the two governments to get down into substantive negotiations. Let's have it happen. Chief Robert Louis.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
My hair, they decided they were cousins.
Ruby, it's been ages since Mr. Crusoe win.
I know.
What brings you out to the Aboriginal Day of Protest?
Injustice. Injustice. We're fighting for justice. We have things to celebrate because we're solidarity, and besides it's almost Canada Day in a few days, so maybe like this reality check will wake up Canadians to the reality of First Nations people's plight.
For my grandchildren, my children, and for myself to get equity and recognition of the land claims, which are still outstanding after over 500 years.
So it's all about rights and title, and it's about the survival of our generation and then future generations to benefit in the economy of Canada and British Columbia. Our natural resources, our cultural connection to our respective lands and resources are demonstrated with our songs, our dances, as well as our family crests. No different than the European countries and other countries.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Smith.
Carol Martin, Dave Axon, to bring awareness about what happened to our Aboriginal people. You know, I was thinking the other day, our people have endured prejudice, racism, and genocide. They have to learn and educate themselves more about what Aboriginal people are enduring. The racism, the prejudice, they have to educate themselves in, you know, the very beginning of the residential school and what the government had in place for our Aboriginal people. And today, to this day, and I will continue to say it, prejudice and racism are ingrained in the system.
Good afternoon, Mr. Phillips. How are you today, sir?
Good.
What brings you out to this Aboriginal Day of Protest?
And we're calling on Canada and provincial governments to enact legislation that recognizes our rights and entitlements to the land and resources within our territories, and to elevate this issue beyond the policy debate that's going on for too long and has directly contributed to the disgraceful poverty in our communities. Well, I think the Senate, when they issued their recent report entitled Confrontation or Negotiation, and outlined that this crushing poverty has got to the breaking point, and that it makes good economic sense for the governments to finally enact the legislation that has been called for by the Supreme Court of Canada and get on with the business of once again ensuring that we have access to the wealth from the resources within our territory and put an end to this poverty.
Could you introduce yourself to our listeners?
It's Grand Chief Stuart Phillip. I'm the Chief of the Penticton Indian Band and President of the Union of BC Indian Chiefs.
Here on the Broad Street Bridge. We walked across it from Vanier Park on the way to the library. And here's the spokesperson for the Aboriginal Mothers Centre. How are you today?
Hi, I'm just fine, thanks.
State your name.
My name's Penny Iron. I'm the Executive Director of the Aboriginal Mother Centre Society.
Okay. And what brings you here today, Penny?
Well, we're here about all the injustices that the Aboriginal people are facing today, and particularly we're here to protest the apprehension of Aboriginal children across the country, and especially in this region.
I do a show in the mornings.
How are you doing, David Dennis? How are you today? Woo! How do you feel about this protest?
I feel these Indians got to get a job and get a haircut, get off their lazy bums, get with the program. No, it's good to see everybody come out and support the rally.
So it's really great to have you here again.
Right on.
Okay, take care.
Right on, brother.
Yeah.
Take care.
Alright, let me catch my breath a bit. Okay, once again I'm here with Tanti Cardinal, who is on the walk from Vanier Park to the library on this National Aboriginal Day of Protest. I wanted to ask you, what brings you to this walk today? What drove you to come here?
It's solidarity. Solidarity with people and with issues, and the fact that these issues we keep on talking about them. We keep on telling them about them. And people reacting in all kinds of different ways. And I think it's really, really good that those people who call themselves the power that be pay some attention to humanity.
How do you feel, my co-host, about this protest here?
Well, I was saying I feel revitalized that there are so many people here.
My name's Lawrence Kama. I'm from the Nakwakmak Nation, which is in the Fraser Canyon of BC here. And here to experience this as a youth advocate for my band. And I believe this is a good way to show support for Aboriginal people all across Canada.
Well, thank you very much for coming, sir.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
You did.
Some yahoo just tossed an egg at a young Aboriginal mother and the child. So what does that say about the systemic racism in Canada when these idiots, these rednecks, and these fools want to injure and just cause damage to our people? So you, Canada, what do you think about that? When people we have a peaceful march and people are already assaulting us. How do you guys feel about this National Day of Protest for Aboriginal people? Coop Radio, Whispers.
No idea, we just got here. I don't even know what's
Where are you from?
Please don't take our picture.
Well, it's video now.
No.
Well, it's recording, it's public space. So, Aboriginal protests. Sorry, miss.
No, you should really look at that residential skill agreement, because I just sort of skimmed through it, but there's something there that is really for the safety. It should be restricted, that's how bad it is. They ask you, how many times did you have that happen to you?
I know, it's terrible. And I know,
the more times it happens to you, the more money you're going to get. Now, what the heck is that all about?
And I know that some First Nation people are in favor of it and some are opposed, and I guess I can't, as somebody who
didn't suffer through that. I can't speak for those people. They have to make their own decisions, but I'm concerned.
But it's important to look at the entire document in its entirety, though, too, right? So,
your name, sorry?
Bernardo South.
But I'm here representing myself.
Okay.
Yeah. No problem. I can speak.
Okay. We have somebody here who's carrying a Métis flag, right?
Yeah.
And you're Métis yourself.
Yes, I am.
With the organization, but you decided to come on the walk for yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me what brings you to the International
Aboriginal
protest.
Well, it's precisely because I stand in solidarity with my First Nations and brothers and sisters. It's the Indian Act that basically divides all of us Aboriginal people. I've got a lot of friends, relations, and people I work with, like Chief Darren Blaney here from Humboldt First Nation. There's no divisions on the ground. It's the Indian Act that's created divisions for all of us. I'm here today supporting the struggle of First Nations people, and I hope when our time comes as Métis people, the same support will be shown for our quest for our rights to be acknowledged. We had the recent Polly decision in Ontario. Our hunting rights have been reaffirmed. We're still trying to get our land back. We've worked it out in the homeland, but here in British Columbia, we're still working it out with our First Nations brothers and sisters. So I'm here to say, you know what, Métis people care, because we're in the same boat. Our rates of incarceration, our rates of poor health are just the same as First Nations people. So
now they're saying that Alberta plans to restrict Métis hunting rights. How do you feel about that? That was just in the news yesterday.
Yes, and I heard that same report. That's where my people front. I'm a descendant of the Gladue and Loyer families from St. Albert and Lac St. Anne, and I'll say, you know what, our people aren't going to put up with that. The Premier and all those white people in Alberta can say whatever they want. Alberta's the home of the only recognized land base constitutionally protected for Métis people, but since they put that Métis Betterment Act in 1933, they've been trying to retrench aspects of it every year, and we stood here, we're still here, we're not going away, just like our First Nations brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching with us and support.
Hi.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Scott.
It's a little Métis contingent here.
It's only two of us.
Do you want to know what's going on? National Aboriginal Day protest.
The Aboriginal protest. Indians have a problem in this country.
I've been supporting Aboriginal protests all my life. When I heard Stella Bignell's plea for her son a few years ago, somebody knows something, I went on a 13-day hunger strike for her cause. And this here is for the murder of innocent civilians by our police forces. Ian Bush, Neil Stonechild, J.J. Harper, Dudley George, Paul Frank. And I'm tired of the police getting away with murder of our native peoples and others.
I thank you for supporting the cause. Time Valley Festival. He's the producer, John McCandle. Mr. McCandle, When Spirit Whispers again. Co-host Gennady O'Sullivan.
Hi there.
Hi. As a former producer of the Stein Valley, how do you feel this compares to looking at the issues of Aboriginal people?
Well, I think it's pretty cool because I think it's about people, and I don't think that the issues really will ever go away unless all of us come together and address them each day in our daily lives. So what's exciting about this is that there's so many people from different backgrounds who are here in solidarity with Aboriginal people and who I hope come home from this saying, I'm going to find a way today to do my little piece and my little bit.
Well, thank you for taking this walk with us.
I love it. Let's do it again.
Okay, good to see you then, John.
In 2008, okay?
2008, yes, sir. Okay, well.
I got my protest drum roll.
Yay! So, Judith, what do you have to say about today's event?
Today's a great day. Let's send our message to the federal government. Let's start resolving our issues.
Let's see again. Can you do a little interview for When Spirit Whispers?
Oh, she's really good.
Oh, boy.
Something has to do with the fact that we have so many homeless people, right?
Oh, good. I was just talking about homeless people on CBC.
Hi, dear Donald Moore and When Spirit Whispers. Could I get some words to you regarding this Aboriginal Day of protest?
Well, today is a very important day because First Nations people across the country are standing in solidarity, asking Canadians to join us and making our issues a priority. from First Nations poverty to housing, clean drinking water, settling long-awaited comprehensive claims, specific claims, the progress of First Nations communities needs to start moving forward. And we need the federal government on board to work with us to do that.
Have a moment for our opening prayer. Most of you are already standing. Please stand. Creator, Great Spirit, grandmothers, grandfathers, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us safely to our rally. Thank you for all the gifts that you have given us. We're most especially thankful for the gifts of our children and our elders. Today, Creator, we're asking you for open hearts and minds. Open hearts and minds in all of the discussions and deliberations and action that will be taking place today. Asking you to show us the way. Asking you to help our country see that strong First Nations equals a stronger Canada. We'd also like to ask for special blessings upon our elders, particularly the elders who walked over 4 kilometers with us today, thanking them for our guidance. Also, special blessings on the children that have joined us in this walk today. Our children are more than our future, our children are our now. For these and other intentions we have in our hearts and minds, we leave with you. Osia. Asiam Nasiaya, Ike, Tanish Flowin, Eat Quick Quitsnalat, Antasitsia Ama, Sumina, Quatsantaya, Isiamak, the Amos, Quathan Sakulud, Islahotsiam, Meetsam, Quitwilam to Huelmoch, Heitzepka. What I said to you in our original language called Hakamainam, downriver Halkamalam, I said greetings to our honored guests and my dear ones. We have good feelings in our heart to see you today. In our Coast Salish way, I told you my ancestral name, Sitsia Ama, and Chief Leader George Wilson of the Tsleil-Waututh Nation. I also told you who I am in my family, because in our Coast Salish way, that information is important. And on behalf of the Coast Salish people, we welcome you to Coast Salish traditional territory. Ike Swile to Nawile. It is a good day today. It is a good day today because all of you, my brothers and sisters, our supporters, are here. We are here today to let Canada know that we have been here since time out of mind. And since none of the 38 million other people that live here in Canada are going anywhere, we need to find a way to work together. We need to find a way to let the federal government know that strong First Nations equal a strong Canada.
Please welcome Chief Truda Sayers.
Owners and stewards of British Columbia, it's wonderful to see you here today. Supporters, fellow Canadians, it's even greater to see you standing with us. Give yourself a hand. The time for action is now. That's the message we want to send to the government today. And I think we should probably try and say that right now. And just repeat 3 times, act now, governments. Can we do that? Act now, governments! Act now, governments! Act now, governments! I hope they heard you in audio.
Martha Rodney, 5 minutes.